The woke Holly Weirds are back to censorship again, this time banning Dean Cain from a major convention. And it could be more insanity on the way, convention after convention. Have the cons gone wrong? And are we back in a woke era of canceling celebrities they can't stand? Tribalism gone amok? We'll tell you why this is more than just a single story, and we've got to stop the yuck right now. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, boys and girls, madame et monsieur, welcome back to the channel that brings you the news you need to know and often days ahead of the drive-by journalists. As we get ready to dive in, consider clicking the like button, drop a comment down below, and here we go, straight into the heart of Hollyweird. Our very good friend Jay, Drunk 3PO himself, says rejecting a fan favorite, Dean Cain, because of quote-unquote values is wild. Well, what's Jay talking about? Why is this wild? Geeks and Gamers says this one is by Marvin Montanaro. Superman actor Dean Cain, been on the show before. Love us some Dean Cain. Great guy. Great guy. Everybody loves Dean. Rejected by GalaxyCon over a difference in values. Is GalaxyCon banning conservatives? Again, Marvin Montanaro, the author of this one. Folks, as far as I know, there's nothing they've said that he's done that means he's out. He's not allowed to be there. It's just quote unquote values. AKA, we don't like you. You're not part of us. You're not one of us. You're not in our tribe. And therefore, you're not allowed to try to survive. You can't have a career. You can't sign autographs. You will shut up. You will be banned. Actor Dean Cain, best known for portraying Superman in Lois Clark, The New Adventures of Superman, says he has been rejected from appearing at GalaxyCon due to what event organizers described as a mismatch in values. A claim Cain publicly challenged. The situation unfolded publicly on X when Cain revealed that GalaxyCon, through an employee named Sarah, declined to book him, citing concerns over his personal views. That's right. Go ahead, Lauren.
Well, I'm just listening.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I know the values that they object to, but we'll see if they get into that deeper into the article.
Well, he likes Pepsi, and they're Coca-Cola people, and that's what it's about. Those kind of views, right? No?
Yeah.
No. Cain is an outspoken conservative Christian who routinely voices support for President Trump and for the enforcement of immigration laws. Rather than quietly accepting the decision, Cain asked for clarification, requesting that GalaxyCon explain exactly which values he allegedly holds that disqualify him from the event. And here's what we got. Dean says, this is how they try to blacklist. What are the values that I hold, which are not aligned to GalaxyCon's values? Please be specific, Sarah plus GalaxyCon. Says, in regards to Dean Cain, although I have a soft spot in my heart because he sent me an autographed postcard in the mail when I was like 10 years old. You can't be good enough, Cain. They can't. There's nothing you can do for them.
Postcard to a child. All right. That's exactly the type of celebrities we want. And they're, I don't like those values. Yeah, get those guys out of here. We don't want them at our conventions. Ridiculous.
GalaxyCon's values don't align with Dean. Also, and they name another celebrity, also reaches out to us quite often, but we are also going to pass on him. Thank you, says Sarah. So this goes on and on and on, folks. But bottom line, we can keep going into it. The bottom line is they're not going to let him be there. After all this, after him saying, what are the values? They're not going to let him be there. And he supported these people when they were 10 years old looking up to him. Doesn't matter. He's not in their tribe. And this is the point I want to drive home for everybody. Censorship is on the rise again. They're back at it. Folks, what did you notice about Billie Eilish at the Grammys, which nobody watched? The ratings are terrible. We just got that in the day. Billie Eilish comes out there and says something utterly stupid. Says, there are no undocumented people on stolen land, AKA all of the United States is stolen land, which would include her home. Then the Tonga tribe comes out and says, hey, Billie, we'd like your house, please, because it's on our stolen land. This is where we live, and we'd like your house, please. Billie has so far not responded. Nobody is censoring Billie for being stupid. Nobody. There's not a single outlet. Nobody is saying, Billie, you can't speak, right? If you look at Elon Musk is out there doing all of this stuff, trying to go to bat for free speech. You can like him, you can dislike him. The EU trying to shut him down. Dean Cain espousing views that these folks don't like. What's their answer to that? You're out, Dean. We're not going to take you. And what does that mean? Folks, if you agree with Dean, you're not allowed there either. Except if you show up and you pay them money, they'll take your money. They'll let you walk amongst them. But you are the smelly, stinky, uncouth, uneducated, rabble-rousing rubes that they can't stand. But they'll let you walk around if you gave them money. But you're not allowed to have any of the people that you agree with come to the cons. And guys, this has to be stamped out now, because if the rest of the cons start doing this as well, it's going to be an awful situation where censorship once again rears its ugly head. Derek, it's ugly, it's nasty stuff. Let people be there. Let the lines form. Let the market decide. That's what I say. I guess there's some line that if you crossed, I'd have to say, no, don't let them be there. But within the bounds of normalcy, Dean is easily in the mainstream, and there's no reason he should be forbidden.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people right now that are getting exposed all over Hollywood and in Western entertainment, music and everything because of their, deeds of the past. And those people are probably free and clear to walk and go wherever they want to go. But Dean Cain, Superman, all right, Superman is not allowed to show up at a con because he happens to, have a certain feeling about immigration enforcement. All right, that's basically what we're talking about. That's why they banned him. That's why they don't want him there, is because there's a hot button topic right now and they want a virtue signal. And that's what really upsets me, is that this guy has already, proven himself, to be something of value to fans. People want to go and meet him, sit down, talk to him, get his autograph, and do what they want to do, and just hear him speak to him, and maybe reminisce over a great episode of Lois and Clark. And they're not allowed to do that. Why? Because the gatekeepers over here at GalaxyCon want to deny people of that privilege. The people probably have no problem at all. Okay, no problem at all with Dean Cain. We remember a couple of years back when there was a similar group of folks that wanted Gina Carano to be banned from cons. All right, I think it was like the Toronto. I think it was in Toronto, right? And they said, nope, she's coming. She's gonna, and she had a line around the block. All right, because people wanted to talk and take pictures with Gina Carano. So a lot of people wanted them banned, but the reality is that you got to let these guys come through, because this is about the fans. This isn't about you. This is not about the GalaxyCon organizers. This is about the people that are showing up to GalaxyCon, and they want to see Dean Cain because they have memories of great moments in that TV series. So why don't you just give the people what they want? But they don't listen to the fans. All right. They are locked into their own agendas, and they will completely ban people that they don't agree with. And then they can't even explain what they disagree with them about. It's ridiculous.
We're going through the list right now, and I don't want to call people out because I don't want to I don't want to do what they're doing. But there are a number of people in this list. As I scroll back up, we'll get up here where you can see some of the names you'll know. There are a number of people here who have very strong political positions, and they've stated loudly, with assurance. They've said some pretty rough stuff about people who disagree with them politically. I'm not going to call them out. I don't have to, because they should be there. They should be allowed to be there, and their fans should be allowed to go and get their autographs and meet them and say hello. Dean Cain should be absolutely the same. Allowed to be there. He's a great guy. They might disagree politically with somebody. Lauren, what do you think the chances are that another celebrity has demanded this? Maybe that's what's happened. Maybe Derek's on to something where somebody said, I'm not going to attend if he's going to attend. I don't know. Why are they doing this again?
Well, I think the cover that they're going to use is that they would say that they're worried that a protest could form around him, or that something violent could happen. So they're going to guise it as it's a safety issue when they get pressed on it. But my position is, if they were confident in their position, what they should do is let him appear. And if it's true that there's a value misalignment between him and his fans, just take photographs of the table to show that there's nobody there.
Right. Sure. You can also that you can put him in a different section from, some celebrity who can't stand him. There are accommodations made all the time for that sort of thing. But this is silly. This is childish. And the problem is that it goes back to a time that we have defeated, and we don't want to see this. We don't want to see a resurgence of this whatsoever. Bash, the reason is there is a real danger in not only the deplatforming of a person digitally, but from the actual in real life marketplace. And when you deplatform somebody, you bifurcate the market in a way that's dangerous and it creates decohesion in society because suddenly you have, this is our entertainment and that's your entertainment. These are our celebrities. Those are your celebrities. And that creates an even farther, what would you say, expansion of the chasm between conservatives and liberals. And we want as many people as we can to have a Venn diagram where, hey, you're a conservative, you're a liberal, but we like these things together. And that means we might be able to live together a little bit, right? Because you like the Packers, I like the Packers. Oh, we have something in common. And these people are trying to drive that away.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're investing and unfortunately dividing entertainment as we know it. Entertainment as it was, especially in the days of Lewis and Clark when that TV show was on air, was a very unifying thing. It was very much a thing that used to bring people together. Used to have these shared cultural experiences that people could take with them and say, hey, you know what? I like that show. You like that show, no matter who we are. Or who we might vote for. Unfortunately, that's just hasn't been taking place because, well, entertainment itself is now inherently divisive, and that's really a shame, really super unfortunate. I do agree with the earlier comment, though, that perhaps one of the things that they disagree with most strongly is because Dean Cain wanted to be an honorary, ICE agent back in August of 2025 now, which look. I am reminded about a video going viral right now in which words were said to a black ICE officer, right? Because understanding who he was, using verbiage that should have been abolished from the lexicon. They use those words, freely because it's like, oh, well, that's an ICE officer. We can dehumanize that person. And it's really, really unfortunate. I'm not saying that this is what's happening in this particular case, but it has that same era, has that same, feel to it. And it's most destructive, especially to the country and to unity as a whole.
I completely agree with you. And I'm going to make an effort to reach across the aisle for a minute. Is that okay, guys? Can we do that?
Yeah, man, absolutely.
To those at GalaxyCon, if you do this, you're going to have another Amelia situation on your hands. The UK government creates this character, purple-haired goth girl, supposed to get everybody back in line. You're going to like what your government says, and don't listen to anybody that's like Amelia. And what happened? Amelia has become this digital celebrity, maybe the first ever real AI celebrity. She's everywhere.
Yeah.
She's being memed everywhere. You listen, GalaxyCon, listen to me, okay? I know you hate my guts. Get over it for just a minute, okay? You are going to do what you don't want to do with Dean Cain. You're going to make him more popular.
Oh, yeah.
Now, we love that. Go for it, baby. Do it. But you don't want to do that.
Hi, I'm Amelia.
Yeah, it's going to be Dean Cain real soon, except not in AI form. You don't want to lose to
Can you
Dean
imagine
Cain.
the next con that Dean Cain shows up at? He's probably going to have a line around the entire convention center to get his autograph and to talk to him. Yeah, exactly, Pro. They try to push him out of and what they do is just make the people more popular. Same thing happened with Gina Carano. Her popularity went through the roof when Disney fired her. So if this is what you want to do, okay, you're not going to win. Okay, you're not going to win this battle. At the end of the day, fans want what we want. So you got to listen to the audience, you got to listen to the fans, and you got to start just drowning out the noise. Like Vash just said, it's a unifying thing. We all want to come together. All right. People are tired of being divided over all of these political issues. We want to just share the things that we love. It's crazy. When I go to an anime, you guys see all the anime stuff behind me. When I go to an anime convention, there's none of this. Everybody is just there having a great time, and they're just sharing their love of anime and the different shows. And I guarantee you, everybody has their own political opinions, but none of that comes into play because we're just here about this. And that's what these cons need to understand.
Part of that, though, is because they have successfully kept their communities, I think. They have retained control of the property so that they don't get infested with the people pushing these ideologies.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the key to it all, man. Just, unfortunately, inside of all of these properties, we're seeing it with Star Trek right now. Like, no one wants to hear from these weird celebrities that just want to push ideology through a once amazing franchise. But this is where we are right now. And it invites in all of these other elements that's like, hey, I'm just here for Star Trek. I'm just here for Star Wars. And now all of these other people that want to do something else with the property are now crowding into this space. And it's kind of frustrating. It's like, no, we're just here for the stories and the franchise and the characters that we love. That's why we love Star Wars. It isn't about ideology. But every once in a while, you got a Galaxy Con that comes in, and this is what they want to say about Superman. Now, Superman is being tainted, by the ideological slants of these folks at Galaxy Con, and it's just frustrating, And I never went to a Galaxy Con before, and I'll probably never go now because of this.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. 90% of the people they have going to that Galaxy Con are now way less popular than Dean Cain would be if they reversed course. Money, money, money. We're talking to you, Galaxy Quest. See you real soon. We must bid adieu for now. But folks, I encourage you, if you enjoyed this kind of video, well, we have plenty more and more on the way every single day. We do it for you. Check out the WDW Pro Channel and go click on videos. You can see the most recent ones and enjoy all the stuff we're talking about, and hopefully give us some feedback, because we would love to cater what we're doing for you. You are the consumer. You are our valued guest. It's how entertainment companies once upon a time treated the people who bought their stuff, and we're still doing it here. Folks, on the way out the door, consider clicking the like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And folks, as we get ready to say goodbye, we always say this because we think you indeed are special and matter. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing, keep learning, keep growing, and keep having fun.